everybody, Tabby here from the Wellness Center at Highlands Hospital. We're continuing on with our proper form series. We're at week 5, and this week we're going to focus on our stomach muscles, so our abs and our lower back. And we're going to be performing planks. Plank is an awesome exercise not only for the abdominal region, but also for your shoulders, your tricep, as well as your glutes and your butt. So let's get started. Okay, so to begin, we're going to have our mat out. And this is very similar to the top of a push-up. There is a few things that are different. So first thing that's different is instead of having your hands wider than the mat, when I did my push-up video, that's what I told you to do. We're actually gonna have our hands closer together. So we want them just shoulder width apart. We want our wrists directly below our shoulder. That's very important. We don't need to be out here right underneath the shoulder. This can be a little hard on your wrists, so if you have weak wrists or you're experiencing pain while performing this exercise, one option you can do, which I also showed you in my push-up video, is to take a light hand weight, and that kind of just gets your wrist up and off of the mat. Also, in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to do this exercise on your elbows, which is also an option if you have weak wrists. That's what I tell my ladies when we're in class. Okay, so again, we're beginning with our hands directly below our shoulders. For our head, we want our neck muscles to be in line with our spine. So we're gonna look slightly forward. Instead of looking down, which I do see sometimes, or jerking the head up, we wanna keep one straight line from the head down to our feet. So we're gonna look slightly in front of us. Okay. You wanna think of pinching those shoulder blades back and down, pulling that belly up and into the spine as much as you possibly can. Level 1 on this, we're actually going to keep our knees down. So with our knees down, you are going to drop your hips down slightly. So one thing I do not want you to do, I do not want you to drop your hips down. We do not want an arch in the back. You want your belly pulled up and in, and we don't want our butt clear up in the air because our abdominal muscles are not engaged there. So on the knees, slightly drop down. So one straight line from our head down to our knees. This is the level 1 version. So level 2, which is slightly harder, we're gonna go ahead and tuck those toes and lift up into full plank. So the same thing pertains here. We do not want our hips dropped down. We do not want an arch in the back. We also do not want our butt up in the air. So make sure you have one straight line from your head down to your feet. One other thing that I would like to point out, I said earlier about the shoulder being directly above the wrist. Sometimes I see people, they're either back too much or they're forward too much. You want to make sure this shoulder is directly above that wrist. Okay. Now I said earlier about coming into elbow plank. So the only difference here with the elbow, we're just going to drop down onto the elbows, making sure your shoulder is directly above that elbow. And again, level 1 here, we're going to go ahead and keep the knees down, but you want to drop the hips down. And again, you're really pulled up and in that ab. Again, not drop too low, but not too high. And then again, the level 2 version, you're gonna tuck those toes and one straight line from your head down to your feet. I recommend in the beginning, if you're just starting out, just try this exercise for like 5 or 10 seconds, and it's a hold. It's not repetitions like 1 and 2. It's a straight hold in that position. I would start with 5 or 10 seconds, and each day I would add an additional 5 or 10 seconds. You wanna work yourself up to about a minute. Once you're there, you'll really see the difference in those abdominal muscles. And there's a ton of variations on the plank. And if you ever come to any of my exercise classes, we go through planks almost every class. And our classes are Monday, Wednesday, Friday for strength training, and Tuesday and Thursdays we have yoga. Okay, so I also would like to show you side plank, which is a variation of plank. So for side plank, it really works those side abdominal muscles. So that lovely love handle region that we're all such a fan of, and we would love to get rid of. Okay, for this one, we're gonna start with the hand, and then I'll show you the elbow version like I did earlier in regular plank. So again, we want our wrist directly below our shoulder. Now on this one, level 1, we're gonna keep that bottom knee down, and then our other foot is rested on the mat. You really wanna pull up and in. And very important here, you wanna lead with that chest out. So let me turn sideways just so you can see what I mean. Okay, from sideways, you can see the wrist, the knee, and my foot are in one straight line. We don't have one foot in front and one arm back here. We have one straight line from the hand down to the foot. Really pulled up and in on that side. One thing I see a lot is almost like a droop down of the chest. You really want to make sure you proudly lift that chest up and out, and the other arm comes up. So this is level 1. For level 2, we're going to straighten both legs. So take the other leg up, really tuck up and under into that ab and reach up and through that arm. Same thing here. We're going to hold for 5 or 10 seconds, working our way up to a minute on each side. And go ahead and lower down. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. Get knee down for level 1. Wrist directly above the shoulder, reaching up and through that arm. Really lead up and out with that chest. And again, level 2, bring that leg up. Usually in class, we don't hold planks any longer than 30 to 45 seconds. I also want to show you the elbow version of that. So, dropping down on the elbow is directly below the shoulder, pulling up and under and reaching through that arm. So exactly the same, except for your elbow is underneath the shoulder instead of your wrist if you have bad wrist, like I said earlier. Okay, and then go ahead and lower down. All right, so this is our first abdominal exercise in our series. If anyone has any exercises they would like to have me do, please go ahead and comment below or get a hold of me. I would love to show you proper form on all different kinds of exercises. I look forward to seeing you in the coming weeks. Have a great day. Thank you.